All right, welcome back to Top 5 Vinyl, where we show love to vinyl owners. Today I'm here with Jacari. How's it going, sir?
I'm going good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Glad to hear that.
Good. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
so I think I initially met you on Instagram. Can you let the people know on Instagram where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So you can follow my personal page. It's Cashcari, CVSHCARI. That's my personal page. And then the business page, I'm a co-host of a hip hop podcast. That's called the Rise and Grind podcast, but the handle is Rise and Grind Pod, POD. So you can follow both of those pages to keep up with me there. And yeah, that's
Gotcha.
how we connected on
And,
Instagram, man.
and what kind of music you guys playing over there?
Man, so everything, so hip hop, R&B, right? That's what I grew up on. That's our favorite. So we definitely talk that. But I'm a music head, man. So we talk anything, right? It could be rock, alternative,
Mm,
jazz,
mm.
right? The podcast is focused obviously on, like I said, music, but we talk everything in the culture, world news, just everything. It's a real podcast, but focus on music. But yeah, anytime we have a chance to talk like what's really going on in the world and
Mm.
how that connects to everything, that's really my favorite part in doing it as well.
Cool. And I'll put that information at
Yeah,
the bottom of the screen so people can find you and find your podcast. That's awesome. Okay.
perfect, perfect. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah. And before we officially get started, I want everybody to like the channel, subscribe, all that fun stuff you guys gotta do on YouTube land out there. It's always a tongue twister for me. With that being said, Jacari, let's hit the rewind
Yes.
button. Did you grow up in a house with a record player?
Oh, great question. I didn't, believe
Mm,
it or not, man. So I was born in '97. So
hmm
just to get that out there, right? So kind of by that time is when CDs was finally start coming to life, really like early 2000s. It's funny, quick story. My mom actually put the first CD player in my dad's car when I was
mm,
really young. I can't remember the exact age. So I was more like a CD,
mm,
and a karaoke machine kind of, CD
mm.
player. That was kind of my childhood. So no, we didn't really have a record player growing up in my immediate household. My grandparents maybe back
Huh,
in the day, I don't really remember when
right.
I think, but yeah, mom and dad, they were on the CD waves by the time I came in.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
not record related, but what kind of music was mom and dad playing?
Yeah, so Pops was huge on hip hop, man. Favorite artists, Tupac and
Mm,
Cube. I
mm,
listened to a lot of Ice Cube
mm,
growing up. So my family is from Oklahoma, but we have some people that branched out to California. So my dad growing up spent a few summers in California, right?
mm.
He tells me a story how if you know Too Short's like, up and coming story, he was selling like CDs out the trunk at like
Right.
local car washes and stuff like that. So my dad, tells a story like he heard Too Short before, like Too Short
Mm,
hit the radio waves.
mm,
You know what I mean? Because as a teenager, so Pops was into a lot of hip hop. Mom's was straight R&B, like
mm,
any R&B that you can name.
mm,
She had, the list goes on. But like I said, they were really into buying CDs. My mom
mm,
bought like every R&B album that you could probably think of that was popping
mm,
2000s, right? Early 2000s. But yeah, like it was strictly hip hop from my dad, and then like I said, my mother was strictly R&B.
mm. Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that leads us into how did you get into collecting vinyl records?
Yeah, man. I think I started maybe 15, 16 years old when I got like my first one. And really, me and my best friend, we were just, I don't know how it happened. We just started like on a weekend, Saturday, we wake up early. It's funny. Wake up early and we would go to Krispy Kreme donuts,
Mm,
right?
mm,
We'd get like some donuts, and like 5 minutes away, it was a record store. It was called CD Warehouse in Arlington, Texas.
mm,
And we would just go there and just start looking. And I don't know, I just kind of was like, at that time, this was like 10, 11 years ago, right? At that time, vinyl or purchasing vinyl wasn't as popular as it maybe is now, right?
right.
So we kind of felt like we were ahead of the curve a
Mm,
little bit, right?
mm,
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't really pinpoint it to one thing was like, this is why I did it. But once I started buying a few, I was like, man, this is dope. Like
mm,
I just want to start a collection. And so me and my best friend, we started it and we went to college together. We graduated high school. We went to college together. And in our first dorm room, we put all the vinyls up on the
mm,
wall, right? We
mm,
covered like a whole wall. And our freshman or sophomore year, like people would just come to our dorm just
Mm,
to see our vinyl collection,
mm,
right? So
mm,
it was just little things like that. Like over time, like I just started to obviously grow. My music love was always there, but like as I started to see like the pressings and
mm,
understanding like how vinyls are made and understanding like how music sound different on wax,
mm.
I was like, yeah, I just kind of fell in love with the process.
That's awesome. Okay. So do you
Yeah.
remember the first vinyl that you actually bought with your own money?
Um, I don't know if I remember the exact one, but I do remember the first few couple that I
Mm,
bought. So it was J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills Drive,
okay.
um, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation. That one
Mm,
was real early on. And I think I got Ice Cube's Lethal Interjection early
mm,
as well.
mm,
Those are kind of like the first ones I remember. But like I said, I don't remember which one was like the first. But
mm,
I know those were kind of like when I first started my collection, I
mm.
remember getting those early on.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have like a favorite record store you've ever been to?
So CD Warehouse, like I mentioned that one earlier in Arlington, Texas. Docs Records in Fort Worth, Texas. That's
Mm,
a huge one out here as well. Um, and yeah, those are pretty much I would say for like local that I visited. But one thing I try to do every time I travel to like a new city,
mm.
I try to go to a record store in
Right.
those cities.
Right.
So I have stories. I recently actually just got back from Chicago like a week
Mm,
ago. I went to a few record stores out there. One was called like Reckless Records. I
mm,
remember that. Um, I went to Memphis a few years back and got some there. So I always try to buy one in different cities so I can be like,
mm.
hey, I was in this city when I
Right. Right.
bought, this vinyl. So
Mm-hmm.
like Memphis, I remember I got the Marvin Gaye's I Want You out there in Memphis when I was
Mm-hmm.
like 17. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like little things I try to do to be like, I remember I was here when I bought, this
Right.
certain record.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
What vinyl record do you not own you're dying to get your hands on?
Right now it is Bobby Womack's The Poet.
Mm, mm,
I gotta get that one, man. Like I've been looking for it, and I think I can order it online. I've kind of seen a few places, but I want to like actually physically be able to find it in the
mm,
stores.
mm,
And they always have the second version, the Poet 2. They
mm,
never have the first one. I'm like, every time
mm.
I go. So I've been looking for that one. Definitely got my eyes on that one,
Uh,
trying to get that
okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, of all the record stores you've been to, what's the most amount of vinyl that you walked out with at one time?
Um, Probably like four or five.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just recently, like I said, when I was in Chicago, I got four.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like four or five. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't try to go too crazy when I'm
Yeah.
in a store, especially because, prices vary
Yeah.
and condition varies, obviously, depending on where you at. But if I could find a good deal like that four I got like four for like 35,
Oh,
$40. I was
wow.
like, I can't
Okay.
pass this up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So depending on where I'm at and the prices, like I said, that's kind of how I determine. But yeah, I think like four or five would probably be the most I've ever got at one time.
Gotcha. Okay. And
Yeah.
finally, of the five you're going to show us, how many of the five have you seen perform live before?
Oh, good question. Let me see. Two out
Two.
of five.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yep,
right,
yep.
cool. With that
Yeah.
being said, Jacari, this is top five vinyl. Can you share the number five? What is the fifth vinyl album that you have in front of you right now?
Yes, sir. So we're gonna start here with Kid Cudi's
Mm,
Intergalactic, man.
mm.
This is his 10th studio album, if I'm not mistaken. Let me open it up as well because I think this is just dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
The way, man, super fire, right? Got all the songs and stuff there. But Kid Cudi, obviously, from the start, Man on the Moon, I think it was like early 2010, maybe '09. Caught that early when I was, I think like what, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, somewhere around there, right?
Mm,
I remember listening to that first album for the very first time around that time. And then obviously, as the years went on, he's dropped a lot of music. So there's some hits, there's some misses throughout
mm,
that
mm,
catalog for me. But when this one came, I think in like 2018 or maybe a little bit after that, I can't really remember the year, maybe like 2022. I'm sorry,
mm,
but he did the movie for this one on
mm,
Netflix, and it was just real like animated. That was kind of around the time I was falling in love with animations.
mm.
That new like the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, all that came out around the same time, and then Cuddy dropped this. I was like, man, this is super dope. And then I just feel like there's no skips on this album. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites that came out around that time. I watched the movie 1,000 times,
Mm-hmm.
played the soundtrack 1,000 times. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely love that one, man.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
All
Yep,
right,
yep,
cool, cool. That's your number five. Let's
yep.
go ahead and take a look at your number four.
Yeah, man. So Herbie Hancock,
Mm,
Sunlight, recently just got put on to Herbie Hancock's jazz artist, right? Kind of came up with Miles Davis around that time early on. But one of my friends recently just put me on to this guy, man. We were sitting at his crib and he was like, "You ever heard of Herbie Hancock?" And I was like, "Nah."
mm,
And he played this, he put it on the vinyl. We were just sitting there and I'll be honest, like we were going over like business and stuff. So I was hearing it, but I really wasn't like hearing it for real, right? So a few like maybe like a week or so later, I just pressed play on the album myself. And man, I was
mm.
like, oh, this is a classic, right? It's only like 5, 6 songs,
Right.
but strictly jazz. And the entire time like, he just recording, like the lyrics is all done through the vote, what is it called? The vocoder, the voice vocoder, I think is
Mm,
what they
mm,
call it, which is, was like a style back in the day. So yeah, man, it's just a favorite for me. This is the original pressing as well from 1978. Just got this
mm,
recently. My lady hooked this up for me for my
mm,
birthday.
mm.
So yeah, man, I had to get this one, bro. Original pressing, like I said, like amazing record right here.
That's
Herbie
awesome.
Hancock. So like check that one out. Yep.
Hmm. All right, cool. That's your number four. Let's go ahead and take
Yep.
a look
Yep.
at your number three.
Number three, man, we got Leon Thomas,
Mm,
Electric Dusk,
mm,
right? So at this point, I think everybody knows who Leon Thomas is, really a huge presence in the male R&B world space. But this album came out a few years back, and for myself, I felt like I was not like early on him because he already had an
mm,
album out prior to this, and he was
mm,
gaining traction, right? Everybody knew him from the Nickelodeon show and all that, but those times where you hear an album, you hear an artist for the first time, and you already know, like, oh, he's about to
mm,
blow up. Like,
mm,
he got it. You know
mm,
what I mean?
mm,
So that's what this album was for me, man. So when the vinyl came out, had to get this one, man, and just to show you a few things about it as well, which I really love when they do like these different variations and they give you extra. So
mm,
this came with a little poster,
mm,
and then the vinyl itself. Let me try to get this out real quick. It got that green
mm,
hint
mm.
on it. Oof,
That's
yeah,
like that. That's
just
nice.
just just fire, man, fire.
Mm,
So,
mm,
yeah, man, really love this one. Leon Thomas is, one of my favorite newer artists. The Grammys is coming up. I feel like he gonna shut the
mm,
Grammys down this year as well. So,
mm,
looking forward to that, man. But yeah, Leon Thomas, Electric Dust, man, definitely fire.
Hmm. All right, well, that's your number three. Let's go ahead and take a look at your number two.
Yep, yeah. So this is one of my absolutely favorite albums of all
Mm,
time. Curtis Mayfield, Superfly.
mm,
Um, so once again, I've always said anytime I speak on this album, not only do I think it's one of the best albums like ever made, I think it's one of the best soundtracks that's ever been made. Right?
mm,
Obviously, if you know the movie, you know Superfly. But Curtis Mayfield is just a classic, man. Again, I think it's no skips on this album. You have songs like Pusher Man, everybody loves, right? Freddie's Dead, Little Child Running Wild. Like, yeah, just amazing, man. And the way this one flips as well, so it opens up, and then this is where you pull out the vinyl this way. I just think that's unique. You know what I mean? So super dope, man. Got the movie on the back, everything there. So yeah, this is again one of my favorite albums ever, right here, man. Curtis Mayfield.
hmm. Nice. All right, cool. And Jacari
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
grand finale. What do we have for number one?
Yeah, man, this one's special. This one's special to me, man. This is J. Cole's Born Sinner,
Mm, mm,
2013, man. So J. Cole is my favorite artist, always been my favorite artist, man. So this funny thing, this little symbol right here, I actually have it tattooed on my arm as well. I know you can't
mm,
really see it, but it's on the inside of my
hmm.
arm.
Okay.
Um, but man, J. Cole, I just think was his first like classic album. Everybody loves 2014 Forest Hills. Don't get me wrong, it's a classic. I understand
Mm,
that as well, but I think this is the one where he really started to like separate himself from the pack.
mm,
And this is the special, I think, like 10-year anniversary edition. And this one comes with the gold pressing. Let me take it out. The gold pressing,
mm,
man. So Yeah,
Hmm.
just super dope,
Wow.
super
Okay.
dope, man. So yeah, man, J. Cole, like I said, just my favorite artist ever. He's about to drop, what may be his last
Hmm.
album, so called. So we'll see what
Hmm.
happens there. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Born Center, man. I think this is again. I know 2014 gets all the love, which is rightfully deserved, but I think this is the one
Hmm.
truly that set him apart.
Hmm. Cool. Cool.
Yep, yep.
All right, Jacari, can you let the people know one more time where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So again, my personal page is Cash Cari, that's CVSHCARI. And then the business page, the podcast where I'm at most of my time, man, is Rise and Grind Pod. So check us out there.
Nice, nice. All right, cool. I just want to thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. Have a good one.
You too.